So discounting is one of those things that's usually done wrong for anybody and everybody. Now, you got to remember that in our society, when it comes to negotiation, there's only a few times that you ever have to negotiate for something. It's buying a house, buying a car. Buying a house, buying a car. So the average person buys a car every 4 or 5 years. The average person used to buy a house every 5 to 7. But let's just say that you're going to persuade every 5 years, or be persuaded every 5 years to every 7 years, once or twice, okay? So let's just say that you're buying a product and it's $10,000. Now, you got to think of a second, you got to switch roles. You got to sit on the other side of the table for a minute. And someone says, well, I want a discount. And you can go, sure, I can give you a discount. It's going to be 5%. Well, 5% of $10,000 is 500 bucks. Okay? And let's just say, in order to get that person to move forward, you have to give another discount. And so you do another discount of 5%. It's about $450. But let's say that that person wants a third discount. Well, that next discount that they're going to be expecting, you've gone 5 once, you've gone 5 twice, you've gone 5 a third time because this is what they're expecting. Okay? But let's talk about a little bit more effective way. And you know, see, the thing is, in the mind of the buyer, that's an instant number. It's like, well, wait a minute, how did you come up with 5%? Well, and then you give some crazy BS answer. So let's talk about something that's more effective. Everybody, you know, tell me what number you think it should be. Hold up your hands. 0, 2, 3, 5. All right. 10. Okay. So let's take a look. 3% is like halfway between 1 and 5. 3% of $10,000 is $300. That number doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like this number is really closer to what it really needs to be. If that product's worth $10,000 and you can give a $500 discount, that product is not worth $10,000. That product's worth really $9,500 or $9,000. You just marked it up so you could take a bunch of discounts. Now, with this, you can learn something from the big box retailers, and you can add a smaller number to it, like 21, 47, 52. The problem is the higher up in that half end of 300, anything above $349 starts getting people to trigger that they want more. Lower than $349 is the better way to do it. You want lower than $349. Even on a $10,000 project, even on $10,000. And you know, people will say, well, you know, that just doesn't seem like it's enough to get a discount. Yeah, but if your discount is $341 on a $10,000 project or product, that seems more real than $500. And to the consumer, it seems like that number's tighter. Now here's the second thing. Let's say that person wanted another discount and you've given them $341. Well, you can't go back and give them another $341. That just doesn't make sense. So what you would do is like $197, and let's just say that they want more money off. Okay, well, $197, $341, this number's going down, this number's going down. What do you think the next number is going to do? You're right, it's going down. It's going to be like $64. So 341, 197, and 64. Now, in most negotiations, this is one thing that you should really know and pay attention to, that most volleys, if it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, take 3 times. So what's your negotiation plan? What's your negotiation strategy? You know, are you going to take 5%, 5%, 5%? And you know, you better be getting commitments and taking things out of here. Like, you know, I could take $341 off, but you know, you're losing X amount of the warranty. And I can give you $197 off, but you got to accept our shipping dates. And I can give you $64 off, but you're going to have to accept this. So you know, the thing is, every time that you're giving something up, they have to give something up too. And you can only do this at this time when you're negotiating. If you're doing it after the negotiation, you've lost all of your power. You have to take something away. You have to do the takeaway. Okay? In order for it to be effective and for that person to feel like they've won, because sometimes that's all it is these negotiations are to feel like they won. Like, I learned something important on a body language trip to New Jersey. And the guy told me that he goes to car lots and negotiates. And then he'll negotiate the car down, and then throw him the American Express card. And he said that if the people don't freak out, he doesn't feel like he got a good enough negotiation. But if they're like, whoa, wait a minute, we were talking about cash. You better ask from the beginning if it's cash, credit card, or financing, no matter what the project is. You know, you got to have to figure out the terms up front, because if they're negotiating down and you're thinking that they're paying cash and they're not, what did you just do all that for? And you better get the commitment that when you're down here at this number, this number, this number that you've negotiated for, that they're going to give you a yes or no answer. Not to negotiate for fun, okay? So all persuasion